Hello, pets. Zita here, and welcome to another entry in the Advent calendar for 2020. Now, this one is interesting because it's the request was that I ramble on a small selection of topics, or come up with a small story, and I decided to go with the ramble side just because I felt somehow that it would allow me an opportunity to connect with you in a real way rather than creating a story or a skit or something like that. But of course, I don't have very long. So without further preamble, Christmas as a holiday fascinates me because, well, one, it is a religious holiday, but like many Christian holidays that are widely celebrated in my country, which, takes its root in Christianity, despite having many other religions within the country at the moment. It's a holiday that was, I want to use the word stolen, but that feels quite aggressive. It's a holiday that was absorbed by the religion and is no longer what it once was. But I feel that even though that is the case, that is quite simple fact, we can't, or we shouldn't forget the fact that regardless of who has claimed the holiday, how we treat it and how we treat the season is a very personal choice. I was raised C of E, Church of England, for those of you who aren't aware, which I believe is I need to check my history here, but I believe it's an offshoot of Catholicism, which I think it was Henry VIII came up with to allow him to divorce his wife and remarry another, which was not allowed under Catholicism at the time. So it's very close to Catholicism, but not. Some people consider it a watered down version, but that's the religion I grew up with. It's still Christian. It's still Christian, but it's a denomination of that, and it's Church of England. And despite that being my upbringing, I find that my perceptions and my thoughts about various Christian holidays have changed as I've learned more about history and where things have come from. So even though my understanding of the holiday has changed, the way I treat them has not. Generally, I treat these holidays as a time of friendship, family, loving, and giving. And I'll admit that's how I try to live my life day by day. But these particular times of the year, whenever they happen to be, they cause me to stop, reflect, and do what I hope is a better job of projecting those things which are important to me, which are, as I say, friendship, family, love, sharing, and caring. So the act of giving presents is, yes, it's a tradition. I wish I understood exactly where it come from. That will require more research on my part. But the act of giving presents for Christmas in particular has become a 3-month-long process for me. For the past, 4, maybe 5 years, I have bought very few Christmas presents. I have made a concentrated effort to make gifts to give to people, which is why, actually, I don't give very many gifts anymore because I simply don't have the time to craft them the way I want to. But it's become important to me that if I choose to give somebody something at this time of year, it's something that I have put thought, love, and care into, which is why I want to make it myself with my hands. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this Advent calendar. It segues quite the theme of this calendar as a whole. I want to give things to people I care about. And because I care about them, I want to spend the time making something to demonstrate that love and that care, something that I can pour my feelings into. Yeah. So for the past couple of years, it's been crafty stuff. I've made food presents. I've made drinks presents. Oh, that year was spectacular. I made so much alcohol. So much alcohol and so many non-alcoholic variants. It was a very fun year. I've done embroidery. I've done, this year is crochet. I've done photographs and poetry and photo collages. And of course, this year for you, I am creating this calendar where you have been able to ask for something quite specific, and then I can create it for you. And in the same way as I do for my family and friends, I put myself into the gift. So I find this a very interesting topic, and I wish I could riff on it a little bit more. Unfortunately, if I'm going to keep doing these, I have to restrict myself. And I do believe I'm over time already. But Pet, thank you for this request of a ramble. It was a very interesting choice, and I appreciate it a great deal because I feel that it's allowed me to share a part of myself with you that you might not otherwise have been able to see, and to explain my mindset around this time of year, which I value. So thank you for listening. Thank you for the request. And for the rest of you, I hope you've enjoyed this little insight. It was fun to share it. I'll be back again tomorrow for another piece of Advent calendar goodness. Have a wonderful day, my darlings. Mwah.